Hey, True Believers, Englentine here with another batch of new comic book reviews. Still going over the future state of DC. In this case, we're talking about the future state of Shazam, #1. And as always, I have an independent and a couple of Marvel this time. Marvel's Heroes at Home, because, you know, you got to do your part to stop COVID. And the Symbiot Spider-Man, I believe this is #3, and a great independent comic book called Kaiju Score. So kick back, relax, let's get this party started. Okay, once again, gonna start off with Shazam. I kind of dig on this cover, especially after you read what's going on inside. I myself will probably pick up the cover B, the painted cover, though. I like those. So what to say? There's this... this is a weird setup, because it starts off, it's a little confusing. We have a little bit of a, hey, we're gonna go to the Roy Harper Institute, and then Shazam's in hell. And it's like, wait a second, what? Okay, what? Back up a little bit. We got to know the story here, but it doesn't tell you. I mean, you get the story going on, but it's not like it goes, let us explain 3 weeks ago, or anything like that. You get everything through the character interactions. You've got the Question here looking a little bit more like the Tatterdemalion over at Marvel. And Vixen, another Power Girl, kind of Giganta. You got Megan, and they form a certain team. And there is a break-in of sorts, or a breakout, where Giganta and Manhunter are trying to get Creeper out for Black Adam. And this team comes up and helps. And the whole dynamic is, the Question is kind of playing the Batman role, where he's going, okay, there's something wrong with Shazam, man, seriously. And he keeps saying, Billy, you got to tell us. And every time, Captain Marvel says, don't call me Billy. I'm not Billy. Don't call me Billy. Don't call me Billy. And you're like, okay, now is this because he's in Captain Marvel form? Or is it because somebody else is now in control of the Shazam power? But wouldn't they look a little bit different? That would be my question. As I was wondering what's going on here, I was actually thinking, if it was somebody other than Shazam, would it be, other than Billy Batson, would they look a little different? Although if you look at Black Adam, maybe not. So Creeper gets killed, and the whole thing is like, holy crap, what is actually going on here? It's a very well told story, and it's all built up. It's a mystery story, as a matter of fact, all built up through the dialogue between characters. I dug this, man. You know what? I regret not getting the normal Shazam series. I always thought that would be up my alley, but for some reason I just never pulled the trigger on it. And I got to tell you, I'm glad I did on this book. It's a lot of fun, and I highly recommend it. As you can tell, the art's good, but that's something that's going on as far as just the whole future state. Oh yeah, and by the way, Johnny Thunderbolt shows up, so there's that. And they fight, and there's this. So anywho, yeah, check out Shazam, the future state of Shazam there if you get a chance to. Okay, so there's a lot of propaganda going around, especially these days, but Heroes at Home is all about the COVIDs. It's all about the beer bug, as they say. Look, it's a kid's book. I picked it up going, okay, let's see what we can see, you know, because I'm all ready to just go after the whole thing, and I'm done. But I'm in Florida, so I'm one of the lucky ones. And it really is just a series of I can't even call this sequential art, because they are literally just pictures. But they do tell the story. Like, it's a book where, like, one page, one picture, one page, one picture. And I thought, dude, you could put so much in here if you just made it into a comic book. Because, honestly, this does tell a story. As you're going through the book, it does tell a story. So, look, even if you're not in agreement with the messages, or if you don't feel that people should be stuck in their houses. In my case, I don't think that you should be wearing masks outside, because I've read CDC and they say no, not outside, guys. So anyway, the point is that even if you disagree with the message of the book is still kind of cute. Once again, this is not meant for adults, I think. I don't think they said, hey, you know who we want to read this? That 50-year-old guy who's sitting at home talking about comic books. Okay, so I do want to... I really don't have a lot more to say about this book. You could see exactly what it is. And every book in here, it's an anthology, so obviously some are good, some are bad. But I wanted to talk about this one. So Black Panther goes into a hall, and his guards are like, masks required, the man's wearing a mask. And the thing is he points it out. It's like, yeah, that was the dumbest thing in the world, to show somebody in a mask saying you have to wear a mask. It's ridiculous. So they say, okay, well, you got to stay 6 feet apart. So, I don't know. I just got that whole thing about, you know, in my head when I saw that those people who yell at other people over all of this stuff. But, yeah, this was the most irritating one, just because of that. Why are you telling a person in a freaking mask that he has to wear a mask? It's ridiculous. It's like I just recently saw an article. You should wear two. But anyway, most of them are fun. And like I said, it's a little uneven. But still, if you got a kid, you want to do this kind of thing with them, you could do worse. Now, in the intro, I realized I did something I don't normally do. I try not to, unless, of course, it's in the title, reveal how I feel about a book. Okay, this is Kaiju Score, written by James Patrick, drawn by Rimbrou, and it's all about a world where kaiju exists. And this one guy has tracked patterns on a kaiju, and he thinks there's going to be a hit in South Florida, and while everybody's evacuating, they go in and they rob a bank, or it's a museum or something. Point being is it's a heist book. And the problem is this guy is a loser, and he's ruined every job by missing one small detail. And so his backer kind of told him to put together a team. Unfortunately, though, only the worst of the worst is willing to work with him anymore. You got one guy who's literally called $2 bill because of his bad luck. So it's one of these things. In this issue right here, what we're seeing here is the guy who the money man doesn't trust this guy to pull it off. So this guy's hanging around only because if it goes wrong, he's supposed to kill everybody. And it's just that you see a little bit of the heist in the middle. He actually changes up. You do get to see the kaiju that's sleeping outside of the complex. It really does well with basically telling you what's going on around the heist as well as what's going on in the heist. And it's just character interaction. I think that's really what a good heist story is. If you think about like Ocean's 11 and things like that, it's the dialogue, it's the character interaction, it's what's going around the heist and what makes it worthwhile getting there. And of course, usually it goes wrong. So what makes it worthwhile after everything does hit the fan, so to speak. And this one nails it. I've enjoyed the first issue. I love the second issue. I am so on board for the second issue, man. Because when things do go wrong, the guy's like, oh my God. And somebody actually tries to let him off and say, hey, look, you couldn't have planned for this. He goes, oh no, I screwed up. Except for he doesn't use the word screwed. So it's really cool. Like I said, it's really cool. The characters work together, and man, it's just one more. I've said this before, by the way, about modern day independence. It used to be that comic book companies or comic book writers are writing for the trades, but now I do believe they're writing for the movie screen, and this one I absolutely can see as a movie. And finally, we're going to talk about Symbiot Spider-Man number 3, and heck yeah, I'm going to pick this up when I see Monica Rambeau. Not just Monica Rambeau, but Monica Rambeau from the 1980s. This is Captain Marvel, by the way. Alrighty, and it's written by Peter David, traced by Greg Land. And so, I don't know if you remember the second one. Peter Parker gets picked up by Kang and Rocket Raccoon. Now, this is 1980s Rocket Raccoon, so he's not Guardians of the Galaxy part, he's just that one little miniseries Rocket Raccoon. So they don't really know each other. And of course, Spider-Man seeing Kang and all that, they start fighting. As a matter of fact, when Monica Rambeau gets woken, she does the same thing. So this is them getting to where they need to go. So this is a big exposition dump issue. And it's Peter David dialogue. Peter David knows how to write dialogue. He's really good at it. So we do get some good character moments. We do get some good interaction between them. We also get a movement of the plot. We get a forwarding of the plot as well as an understanding of the story. And I do like the fact that Spider-Man gets a moment on Kang, and then when Kang recovers, he just like, bloop, look, I fight the Avengers. I hold off Thor. You're not going to beat me. You know, that kind of thing. And, yeah, because as soon as Spider-Man started punching him around, my first thought was, this guy fought the Avengers. And then, of course, you know, he does get that. I'm very glad to see. And even Kang says, you know, dude, I'm helping the Black Knight. And Spider-Man's like, why the hell do you want to save the universe? His answer was pretty simple. I'm in it. Even when Captain Marvel brings it up, she's like, all you want to do is rule. And he says, yeah, if everybody's dead, who am I going to rule? So it's like, okay, yeah, your own self-interest is kind of making you be a hero in this particular moment. So, yeah, that kind of thing's kind of cool. I enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun. I don't know why I'm not getting Amazing Spider-Man. This is the only Spider-Man book I'm picking up on a regular basis. And, yeah, I'm kind of happy for it. Alrighty, and as usual, I like to sum up just for the new people. Just telling them. And I do usually mark the books or show the books from the one I like least to the one I like the best. Now, there are no bad books, but if I were to put one least, it would have to be Heroes at Home. It's not written for an adult. It's written for a kid. It plays like that, but it is still enjoyable at least. Shazam is next. I like the book. Do not get me wrong. It's here because there's still a lot of mystery left. It's an incomplete story. But I got to tell you, Symbiot Spider-Man was just a ton of fun. I love this film. I keep saying film. I love this book. It's so entertaining, but not as entertaining as Kaiju Score, which I could see as a film. It was just one hell of a great character interactive book. I got to tell you, pick this miniseries up while you could still probably find Kaiju Score #1 on the shelf. But that's just my opinion. What was yours? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to click like, share, subscribe, ring the notification bell if you haven't done it already, making sure all notifications are set on all. Don't want to miss anything. Cool things happen around these parts. Also, if you don't mind helping out the channel, go on over to Patreon or to Ko-Fi. Links in the description below. Drop $1 in the till. Helps keep the lights on. Most importantly, help me keep making videos for you. I'd like to thank everyone who's already done that. And to everybody, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.